Two hurricanes that kind of derail your play. Have you ever had to deal with that before?
No, never even one. So two, and even the California trip wasn't the smoothest trip. You know, we had our luggage lost and lights went out in the gym against UTEP in the middle of the first set, and it's record heat in California, no air conditioning out there anywhere. It was not a great trip logistically either. So we've had a hard time finding some rhythm and just our early week prep that we normally do. You try to fall into a pattern, and it's really been hard to find our groove. But teams played well, so we're not going to complain about it for sure.
What are the conversations you have to have with your team to be like, focus on the controllables?
Yeah, that's all it is. It just be tough about it. All these players grow up traveling every weekend in club ball, and they're used to doing a lot of that. They're so far advanced from the normal person about how to travel and get around and adjust on the fly. So it's more just about us on our end in the office just being organized and making sure that we take care of our stuff so the players can just focus on the right things.
You guys have played a couple games now heading into this week, SEC play, and then you'll start Big 12 quickly after that. What have you seen from your team? What have they progressed the most on?
Yeah, our offense has been getting better week by week, and the things that we knew we were going to be good at with our ball control and our passing, our first touch, we knew our setting was going to be a lot better this year, and those things have been that way from day one. But our offense has gotten faster and more efficient. Our hitters are doing a better job of staying away from the block. We've been pretty balanced, and we've been happy about that. So, and I think our serve is slowly getting where it needs to be. So all those things are getting there, and I'm excited to see them against just a different level of competition this week.
One of the things that we talked about last year was just your team kind of struggling to be able to finish those sets.
Mm-hmm.
And so for this past weekend, you guys be able to sweep 3 times and win the tournament. You expect that from yourself, but to be able to see them play well and play consistent, I mean, what does that speak to you about just how much they've grown and how far they've come?
Yeah, it's a little bit of maturity. It's a little bit of confidence and just us knowing what our game plan is and being able to go back to it again and again, and when something changes across the net for us to be able to adjust and pick right up with it. So I think this group has just done a nice job, and we've had solid game plans. They've been prepared when we go in, and the team has done a much better job with that on the front end, just walking into the gym and knowing what to expect, and then they just take care of business.
How much do you think that Emily and Missy particularly play a role in that? Because these are girls that are coming in from different programs, so maybe they don't know better. They don't know what the routine was like last year.
Yeah, we hope so. That's kind of the point. We wanted to add some new players who had a different expectation, and they wanted something different. That's why they transferred, and we were able to give them some things that they were looking for. But there's also things that we're trying to change, and sometimes you got to look outside your group to make those changes. So, and the other thing about Missy and Emily is they're 6 rotation girls, so they're on the court all the time, and that stability and that anchor for us to be able to look at those 2 players and always know what to expect is a really big deal, and you can't really predict exactly what their impact is going to be coming in, but I think from start to finish it's been really, really nice, and the other players that we brought back from last year have really picked up with that, and these are things they wanted too, but now they've got a couple really nice players to kind of build around and do it with. So you put it all together, and even though we're kind of a new group, it's been really smooth, so we're real happy about it.
Looking at the Power 5 conference opponents you're going to face this weekend, I guess, what sort of challenges do they bring? You feel like that's about as close as you're going to get to the Big 12 coming up?
Yeah, I think so. Georgia is a new staff, and we're familiar with their staff from when they were at Loyola. Really good group, and they're athletic, and they do some really nice things. Offense is strong, and it's going to be a matter of us just playing well in their gym and kind of bringing the match to them instead of sitting back and waiting. And then when we get out to Clemson and South Carolina, just different teams altogether. Clemson's pretty offensive. They want to do some things and go fast. South Carolina's got some nice pins and a little bit more size than Clemson does. So each match is going to present a different challenge. But just like we're going to talk about when we get into Big 12 play, it's going to be more about us than it is about them. And if we do our things well and force them to respect what we're trying to do and put the attention that way, then it feels for us, it feels like we're playing downhill instead of uphill. And that's really what we're wanting to do. We don't want to always be feeling like we're looking up across the net and seeing a team that we're trying to catch up to. We want to be going the other direction.
Well, they're going to be bigger. They're all, except for one Power 5 school. So just a higher level of volleyball.
What excites you about being able to put yourself in a position where you're playing against those teams?
Oh, it's honestly more fun because it is at a higher level, and you get to, it's going to be what conference is like, so that's good.
Do you guys have any expectations for this weekend?
To continue playing like we have been with the really good, clean volleyball, and to win, like always.
What kind of things has Coach Greystone talked to you guys about improving upon as you head into this weekend?
Really just the clean volleyball is what our focus has been, keeping our errors low.
Have you ever, playing a sport, you're always facing adversity,
Mhm.
but it's like one hurricane, now another, now
Right.
reduce your play. Have you ever had to deal with anything like that?
No, this is crazy. I've not 2 hurricanes and ever one even, so.
Do you guys have to have conversations about that? Like, okay, you can't control the weather, let's focus on our play.
Yeah, it's just focus on what we can control, which is playing, and just do our job, so.
Coming from Mississippi State last year, would you say, you're about to play, 2 SEC schools? How would you compare the Big 12 and the SEC, like, style-wise?
Oh gosh, style-wise, I'd say the Big 12 is definitely more powerful, much bigger girls. Yeah, that's about it.
Did you play South Carolina or Georgia
Yes.
last year?
Both.
Okay,
Just
so
once.
how do you feel like maybe that experience and knowing these teams a little bit is going to help you?
I think it'll be good just knowing what they do. Obviously, they're different teams now, but I think it'll help me a little bit.
Are you having any conversations with your teammates, though, about like what they can anticipate from those teams?
Not really yet. We watched a little bit of film on Georgia, but that's about it.
And what do you see from them? I mean, what do they bring to the table that kind of makes them good?
They run a very fast offense, is what I could tell, so.
Okay. So, obviously you had a huge weekend with blocks. How important is that going to be to put you guys in a position to be able to?
It will be very important because with such a fast offense, there's usually a split, and then, it's harder for the back row to do their job. So if we can just close the block and consistently, that'll be good.